Do you record and mix drums at home? If you do and you don't have Slate Trigger, you're missing out. Now, before I get into all this, I just want to state I'm making this video today because Slate Trigger is one of the first plugins I bought when I started mixing, and it might have been the best plugin I've ever bought. So right now they're on sale for $49 at Sweetwater. I think there's a couple of different locations you can buy them online. Just Google it. That's $100 off the list price. And so I'm going to give you 3 reasons as to why you need to buy them. So number one, they sound great. When I first started recording drums, I was not very good at it, and the moment that I put a Slate kick trigger on my drums, it just took everything to another level. It also informed me of how crappy of a job I was doing at capturing the sound. And at first, there was a point where once I did that, I just started putting a 57 in the kick, which was the wrong way to go, but I just figured I'm never going to beat this, so I might as well just use it. And so I did that for a while, and eventually I started trying to get a sound that was close to the Slate triggers, like their kick and their snare. They give you a sound to beat. And so what I started doing was trying to get the best sound I can. And so from there, there's points where I haven't used the triggers, but they are there. And for me, I mix other people's music. I mix music that people have recorded on something like a Focusrite 18i20, and the drums just don't have the right tone if it's like a heavy rock song or whatever. And so I use those triggers pretty much in every mix. Even songs that were recorded at Blackbird in Nashville, Tennessee, I have a project where the snare drum wasn't done well. They didn't pick the right snare. Well, I had to use triggers. So it's not about what you use to get the sound or what you're using. It's just that you get to the end product that sounds good. What I would do too is I learned to record the drum set the best I could, and then I would take Slate triggers and start blending them in. And the bonus tip is you can make your own samples. Anytime you record a drum set, I would record individual hits of the kick, the snare, and the toms, and that way you can use trigger to blend in. You can either take those sounds and trigger your natural drum set, so you're using samples of the drum set you recorded. That's a pretty cool thing. But what I usually do, I record a drum set, I blend the triggers into the sound, I try to find samples that match it. The other thing is, with Slate Trigger, is you can find other people's samples and just use that. Also, for me, these days, I don't record a lot of drums from my home. I don't do that. I don't have space for it. So I have stereo tracks or tracks from Easy Drummer or Arcade, and what I'll do is I'll take the WAV files and I will replace them with Slate Trigger sounds, or I'll find my own samples. And I have a whole library. I probably will make a video on how I use Slate Trigger to get my drum sounds and all that stuff for mixes. And so that's pretty much my rant. These plugins are on sale for $50, or it's like $49. You can get them at Sweetwater, and that's until August 30th. And so I'm going to post this video on a different day than I normally do, just because time is of the essence. And if you don't have these plugins and you're recording drums, you might as well just get them for $50. You can't beat that. So that's going to do it for today. If you got any value out of this video, please hit the like and subscribe. I'm going to say if I get up to 10 likes, which isn't a very big goal, if I get up to 10 likes, I'll make a video on how I use triggers and show that in Pro Tools. So also, I have a website at homestudiorescue.com. You can download my home studio buyer's guide there, as well as 6 steps to get ready for the recording studio. So thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.